let's have a little bit of fun today with my typical everyday carry. You can make one of these up yourself. It doesn't have to follow anything that anybody else says. You could have a rucksack and an A4 binder and a laptop and a little wrist bag like this one, which I've featured in a couple of other videos. You can have whatever you want. You could take a handful of pens, just selecting stuff from one of the pen pots on your desk, or you could tailor something so that you already have, when you're ready to go, your writing bag. And this is an example of my writing bag. This is very simple. This is technically a cloth laptop case. It's got a front pocket here and a larger zip pocket at the top. I measured it just to be sure because some of us like a little bit of detail. This is 15 centimeters high and 30 centimeters long, and I've measured this aspect of the case on its side because I've really stuffed a lot of things in here right now to show you, and this is 8 centimeters thick at the largest part. I want to show you what's in my everyday carry when I'm going to a coffee shop. So for example, I can go from the house, I can walk for 10 minutes to the particular coffee shop I'm going to this afternoon, and what I think I will also do is take my tripod with me so we can see everything that's in the bag when it's on the table at my favourite little local coffee shop. But this is the actual bag I've got here. It's very straightforward. It has the beautiful name of In Case. Just here you can see it in a kind of embossed plastic that's glued to the fabric of the bag itself. But this has got more than anything that I need for a couple of hours away from the house going to a coffee shop. So I'm going to go through the things that are in here bit by bit, and then I'll capture some B-roll. So let's see what we've got in this beautiful little in-case bag. It's very easy. It could go inside a rucksack with tremendous ease, or it's a perfect underarm carry just to take with you out of the house. So what have I got in here? I've got a pair, first of all, of reading glasses, Boots the Chemist from England, but they come in this beautiful little case, which is a hard reinforced case. But if I take my glasses out, look at the case. It folds flat and is quite remarkable in that sense. So it takes up as much space as a rectangle with the glasses in, or when I'm not using it, I can slip it into a pocket in my carry bag, and it's perfect like that. So I'm just going to put that to one side. There's my glasses case. I've got a reading book in here. This one is Eric Ambler and his classic book, Journey into Fear. This one, a modern classic by Penguin Books. And what page am I on now? Page 28, with a little, beautiful little bookmark from Coyoacán, my home neighborhood in Mexico City. So I've got a book and a bookmark. What else do we have? In case I should need extra power for my phone, which I very rarely use when I'm out and about, but in case I need it, I have a battery charger. I've got a nice, simple little wallet. I've got a selection of pens. Now, according to your own use of analog activity or analog instruments, this might be overkill, but the way I choose it is I've got a really nice Mitsubishi Pen Company Unipin with a 0.3 fine felt nib. I've got a classic cross biro. Again, this one in black ink because that will work on the book that I've got with me. I've got my Baoer or Jinhao Baoer 388 fountain pen. For marking up the numbers of words that I write in the book that I'm going to show you, every time I mark 100 words down in my pages that I'm writing on, I'll indicate that with a little marker here and write 100 or 300 or 500, whatever it is. And then if I want to make notes in the margins of something I'm reading, I've got a red pen, which I also use when I'm editing. So if I put those pens down on the table here, and I've got a set of earphones, and I'll show you why I've got those in just a moment. And let's go into the main compartment of the bag here. So I'm opening this up now, and in it I've got a couple of things that are going to be very helpful for me this afternoon, because I'll be typing up some of the work that I've been doing over the last few weeks. So here I've got a very reliable Logitech keyboard. It's very tactile, and I really like the way that that keyboard responds to my very slow typing process. And then in here, no surprises, a little iPad mini number 3. This one I think is about 5 years old. So that goes with me, and I can use those to work together to type up or write on an existing manuscript. So there goes my iPad and keyboard. What else have we got in here? Well, I talked about having a pair of earphones. So I've got my set of earphones here. But this I picked up recently in a local RadioShack to me. Very simple FM AM radio. It's powered by battery here. It cost me 200 pesos, which is about £9, maybe $12, something like that. But it has a beautiful fold-out antennae and a very easy control function.
Conectar con él, con ella, conectar, ser cariñoso.
Los una pierna enorme estaba cantando Héctor Lavoe y tira el ponte.
So that was a real treat, and when I saw that in RadioShack, I thought, yes, I'm absolutely having that. So I've got a radio. Sometimes I'll be working in the local park, sitting on a park bench, perhaps with a drink to my side, but I've got a radio, and I've got these other things should I need them. I can be working on adding already handwritten notes to my iPad, and then I'll transfer those when I get back because it will sync with my laptop. I've got the radio if I'm sitting in the park. What else have I got in my little bag? I've got one of my little A6 Laika notebooks. These are beautiful, very easy to use, superb quality of paper, and if I look at the central page, some really nice strong stitching that binds all these individual pages together. But it's by Laika. I have lots of these, and it's very, very beautiful. That's my Laika notebook. What else have I got in my little bag? Should I need it for maybe cutting fruit, I've got a little Victorinox penknife here. I wonder if that's showing okay. Yes, it is. This is a very simple one. You can get these to be as complicated as you want. There's the Victorinox shield. This one simply has one long knife, a couple of very simple pieces here. On the back it has a shorter blade and a corkscrew, and of course the classic little plastic toothpick that sits in the stem of the Swiss Army knife. But I've got one of those, and that is also part of what sits in my bag. I'll put that one on there. And then most important for me, that you can see that the bag is empty now. Most important for me, I'll just put that to one side, is the notebook that I've been working on at the moment for the current manuscript. So this is a very simple spiral bound lined school notebook, and I've been working through this over a period of days. This is, when did I start this particular book? This one on the 13th of August, and I've just been looking at some of the work that I've been adding to that since the 13th of August. So you can see several days worth of writing and the word count for each of the days. It looks like I'm averaging maybe between 800 and 1,000 words per day as I go through the month of August. But this has been super. It's not quite full. I'm not far off filling it. Yeah, I've probably got one writing session to fill that, so maybe I'll be lucky and Lady Luck will smile on me today and give me another 2,000 words. But what I've noticed I'm doing is I'm varying the pens that I use. I've been working with a Schaefer fountain pen. I've worked with my Mont Blanc Noblesse. Yesterday and a couple of days before, I've been writing in here with this simple gold cross pen and adding my words as I go. You can see, for example, what I talked about with the use of the green pen. If I pick that up, here's my green pen. But with that one, every time I work out another 100 words, so for example, I've got 1,100 words here, then I've counted to another 50 and then a little dot in a circle, and then I've moved on to 1,200 words. So I'm adding the word count as I go, and that gives me a very instant reference as I'm writing in the coffee shop, so that by the time I finish in the coffee shop, I know exactly what my word count is and the sort of progress that I have made going through that process of maybe 1 or sometimes 2 cups of coffee. The other thing I've noticed this week is because of the coffee shop where I'm writing, El Chiapaneco, has a TV screen behind the counter. I sit outside on the pavement. But I've noticed that I've been writing down some of the songs that play while I'm there. So Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, Mr. Blue Sky by ELO. Bizarrely, I will tend to remember the music that was playing as I was working on a particular section of the book. So that's been nice. Sometimes it's music from Latin America, other times it's very, very popular music from the UK. So here's a section from a few days ago, La Mujer que Yo Quiero by Juan Manuel Serrat, Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty, and then All the Good Girls Go to Hell by Billie Eilish. What I've noticed also is that I'm adding those songs, but lots of others that I might hear on public transport while I'm in Mexico City, and I'm creating a playlist for the manuscript that I'm working on as I go. So there you can see the items that I've got. I'm just going to move these across in my writing bag, which is my everyday carry for going to a coffee shop. So let's just count out what I've actually got. I've got a wallet, 5 pens, my battery charger, the cables for my radio, or if I take my phone to have music on my phone as well, a beautiful glasses case that is incredibly flexible in the way it folds down and flats pack, my current reading book, Journey into Fear by Eric Ambler, a recently purchased Victorinox Swiss Army knife, which is really superb, very thin, it's a very easy carry, sticks in the pocket of the bag, a Laika A6 notebook, my superbly flexible friend, the Logitech keyboard, my iPad, a radio, the glasses which I may have mentioned before, and a really super, very straightforward lined notebook that I can mark for my word count as I work through a manuscript in the course of an afternoon at the coffee shop. And the other thing which will go with me, because it's on my wrist, it's not actually in the bag, is my Longines watch. It's a beautiful 42mm watch. But those are my things in my everyday carry. I hope you found that useful. What I would suggest you do is you find something that works for you. So I've got this very simple bag which I can carry under the arm, 2 pockets, a main pocket and an external pocket, maybe for quick access to a few bits and pieces. But that's my everyday carry. Find a method of carrying the things that you're going to be easy to work with. If I were not walking to my coffee shop, I could be sitting on a Pasero, a public minibus, or I could be on the metro. And so something like a book to read comes in really handy. On the other hand, I've also got all my Kindle reading material in the Kindle app that's on my mini iPad. So you can be very flexible with how you work, what you do and what you carry, and I would encourage you to work a little system for yourself that might be everything you need for 2 or 3 or 4 hours out of the house. Truth is, I can pass the whole day in the library or a coffee shop, or maybe in the lobby of a hotel where I might do some work sometimes. But any one of these things could be useful for a different block of time. So I could have half an hour with my reading book, the Eric Ambler one. On the bus itself or on the metro, I could happily be making notes in my Laika A6 notebook. Could be a moleskin, it doesn't matter. These are the ones I seem to be really enjoying in this current year. I've got my watch, so I know what the time is. If I'm stopping into a little shop for some picnic items, then this can be handy. I'm not suggesting it's used for anything other than that. But this is a really nice little knife and extras kit that fits easily into the pocket. I've got my radio, I've got my power bank. So I've got everything I need for a nice trip out of the house to be productive in my activity, which in this situation is my writing activity. What will you put in your bag that you take out of the house? What will you want in that bag to serve you when you get to the coffee shop or the work hub that you're going to be sitting at for 3 or 4 hours maybe on the day that you choose to follow your passion for writing? What will be in your bag? Wherever you are, whatever you're working on, you know the score. Keep busy, keep focused, stick with what matters to you and what is calling to you in terms of a manuscript that you want to produce, and happy writing.